recap to go over Near Protocol. As you guys can see, we're at 15% up in the last 24 hours with Near Protocol, 21% in the last 7 days, 32% in the last 14 days, and 42% in the last 30 days in Near. So Near has been pumping a lot. And if you look here on CoinGecko, you can also see Near is the ranked number 2 in top trending coins on CoinGecko, right alongside Hyperliquid at number 1. So Near has to be doing something right, and it definitely is. And we're going to talk about that today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's get straight into the video. So this was requested by a member of the channel. Shout out to her and shout out to everybody out there who's a member. But we have to talk about Near because Near is doing kind of the same thing that Hyperliquid is doing. It's literally being picked up at such a fast pace. A lot of people are starting to realize that it's inside of the AI infrastructure on crypto, and that it's the way to go for AI infrastructure on crypto. That's what people are noticing. So if you don't know what Near Protocol is, it is a layer 1 blockchain like Ethereum, Solana. Those are also layer 1s, but it's like a blockchain for AI. That's what they call it. And they call themselves the platform that's powering for the AI future. Near is the execution layer for AI native apps, enabling agents to own assets, make decisions, and transact freely across networks. So this is the AI blockchain of crypto, and that's why a lot of people are using it. You can create AI apps on here. So this is just what people are using it for, and it's doing well, right? It's for developers, and it's been doing good inside of that space. Now, what I do want to talk about is a few things that they have been releasing. So this is what they put out here on Twitter. This was put out today, actually. So move funds when you want. $68 million moved confidentially out of Near Protocol last month. Privacy is meant to work with you, not keep you trapped. So, you know, they're almost working with the same type of narrative that we see Hyperliquid working with. And Hyperliquid, you know, that's for like DeFi trading and stuff. But you can build apps that is like AI DeFi trading on Near Protocol. So you can do a lot with this, especially with it being a layer 1. And let's go over a few other things. This is another post they put. This was today, just to kind of give you a little bit of background about what they do. They said private payroll, private balances, private transactions. They're in the privacy era, right? So Trezor, that's Trezor confidential treasuries, bring on-chain privacy to teams across 35 plus chains, powered by Near private sharding plus Near intents. So yeah, they got a lot of different stuff here. You can check out their Twitter. They just keep posting updates about all the different stuff that they're doing and all the different collabs that they got coming up. So they've been doing a lot of good stuff. This person right here says, why is Near pumping? Because the market is finally waking up to the AI native or an AI narrative behind Near Protocol. Like I was saying, they're the top AI blockchain here inside the crypto space. So, you know, that's what they're positioning themselves as. And then it says Near is positioning itself as the blockchain for AI agents, chain abstraction, and autonomous commerce. Recent catalysts driving this momentum, and the momentum, they mean all this buying momentum, right? They said Near intent expanding cross-chain utility, AI privacy, which we were just talking about with their post, features launching for enterprise adoption. So they're launching AI privacy features for enterprise adoption. They're really trying to bring in the big dogs into the crypto space. And whoever onboards the biggest investors into the crypto space into their project is going to be getting all of the cash flow. So if they're onboarding people into the AI privacy infrastructure area of crypto, who do you think is going to invest big into them? If they're getting the big dogs in, don't you think the big dogs are going to invest into them as they're bringing them on board? So that's what we're seeing there. And then over here, strong on-chain growth plus rising holder count. A lot more people are buying in. Open interest surge with millions in new longs. Growing speculation around institutional adoption. And this is the big thing, institutional adoption. That's also why Hyperliquid's going off. That's why Canton Network's going off. And then, you know, they're all kind of inside the same space. Like you have Near Protocol, right? And then you have Hyperliquid, and then you also have Canton Network, and they're all kind of tied together with these institutional investors. Like these institutional investors love these three projects, so I think that they'll do good just because of that alone, right? So, anyways, moving on from that though, this other person says the Near Privacy Stack, probably the most underrated thing they shipped this year. Your account can hold Bitcoin, ETH, USDC, USDT, Sol, all confidentially. Swap them private, pay with them private, withdraw to any chain, no shielded wallet UX, no single coin trap. Zcash gives you private money. Near gives you a private wallet for every asset. And if you know anything about crypto, you know that crypto is far from not private. And when I say crypto, I mean stuff like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not private at all. Ethereum, Solana, all the top coins, they're not private. You can go into the blockchain and see what everybody's doing. But you have that privacy on Near, so you don't have to worry about people watching your transactions and stuff. So that's a good thing. So anyways, moving on from that, let's talk about the technical analysis here. We have a falling wedge right here in Near. As you can see, falling wedges are bullish patterned. So we just now seen us blowing up off of here, off this falling wedge. And now you're seeing us getting kind of rejected here at the 50-day moving average. So the red line is the 50-day moving average, and then the white line is the 200-day moving average. It blew past the 200-day. It's at the 50-day. Hasn't necessarily got rejected yet, but there's a possibility that it could cause a pullback here. So I would definitely say be a little bit careful at these prices of $1.95, because it does look like we're getting not rejected, but right now we're getting stopped at that resistance. So that's definitely something that you're going to want to keep in mind, right? You definitely going to want to pay attention to that. Now, moving on from that, we're going to kind of go over the other technicals like the %R trend exhaustion. So we can look on the daily chart here at the bottom on the, actually the weekly chart on the %R trend exhaustion. You can see that the short-term trend is just going crazy. It's literally pumping a lot, but the long-term trend is lacking behind. And whenever you see this on the %R trend exhaustion, you always see that pullback coming from that short-term trend, because it has to go back to where that long-term trend is. It typically follows the long-term trend. So we're going to see that short-term trend pull back down like how it did right here. It's probably going to end up doing the same thing here. You're going to see a pullback coming here as well from the long-term trend. So this is going to pull the price down just like how I did right here, just like how I did right here. Now there's a possibility that it can do what it did right here if the long-term trend follows it upwards and continues up. If the long-term trend just stays sideways and stays oversold, then it's not going to come into this area and cause that breakout that we want to see. And the breakout that we would want to see is pretty much this breakout right here. This is what that area represents. It represents all that buying pressure. So we have to see Near Protocol do something like that and not do something like what we've seen here. Because what did we see here? We've seen it go up a little bit, but it was only the short-term trend. The long-term trend didn't follow. So that caused the price to dump down when the short-term trend pulls back down, right? We've seen the same thing back all the way back here when the dump started. So we'll come all the way right back here, and you can see it starts to go up ever so slightly, just a little bit, and the long-term trend doesn't follow it. So then the price dumps from there. So that's what we've seen there. And then when you come over here and look at it, that's exactly what it did here. And that's what it's looking like we're doing right now. So we have to make sure that the long-term trend follows the short-term trend upwards on the %R trend exhaustion. We need to see both of these lines, both of these trends going up. We need to see both of them, but they're not. Only the short-term is, so we might get that pullback. So that's what we got to watch out for right now. And then what does look good to me on the chart, though, is the bullish divergence. So you're seeing higher lows on the MACD, higher lows on the MACD. This looks like the final one. There could be one more. Don't mark me on that. There could be one more selling wave right here, which would represent a lower low, because we get higher lows on the chart, or higher lows on the MACD here for the bearish or the bullish divergence. And then when you pull it up here, you can see we get lower lows on the chart. So higher lows on the MACD, lower lows on the chart for bullish divergence. All right. And right here, we can see, obviously, we have higher lows on the MACD. 1. This is the next higher low. 2, 3, 4, and quite possibly 5. And if it is 5, then that means we will have one more pullback before the breakout. So let me say that again. If it is 5 higher lows here on the MACD, we have one more pullback, which would be right here before the breakout. So I don't know if it's going to be like that, but it's a possibility. So I just want to say that. And if it's not like that, then we'll just start blowing up right here and just push to $5. So that's what you want to watch out for. There's a possibility it could push to $5, but you need to see the long-term trend on the percent R trend exhaustion for one. Following the short-term trend upwards, you need to see that continuing upwards instead of staying in the oversold region. And you need to see us not having another higher low. You need to just see us switching straight into buying pressure and then building bearish divergence, right? That's what we would need to see from the MACD. So right now we're in a good position here with Near Protocol, and we have bullish divergence. So there is going to be a breakout, but the real question is, are we going to pull back one more time and then break out? Or are we just gonna break out, right? So that is the main thing right there, because we have bullish divergence. So get ready for that. Now on the daily chart, it does look like we are overbought here on the percent R trend exhaustion. So there is a possibility of that pullback still. But on the daily chart, we've passed the 200-day and the 50-day moving average. We've passed both of them on the daily chart. So that's good. That's good news right there. And then you can also see on the daily chart, we also had bullish divergence, higher lows on the MACD, while simultaneously having the lower lows right here. And then this was like the last lower low, and you can see it's just been up since there. So we actually might have a nice pump here on Near Protocol. And like I said before, we're targeting $5. And that would be, I don't know when it would happen. And I'm not going to say that it's going to happen in like a day or two, because things don't just happen like that. But as the bull market starts to roll in, I think Near Protocol will be doing well. And the bull market, honestly, I don't think the bull market's starting until October of this year. So later on this year, when the year starts to end towards October, that's when the bull market's going to start. But right now, we just got to see if we're going to pull back and then pump, or are we just going to pump? There's a possibility that we blow up a little bit, get rejected. And then now this is the new higher low right here on the chart. And then it just, blows up from there pretty much. So Near Protocol is going to do well. The real question is it going to pull back and pump, or is it just going to pump, right? But Near Protocol is going to do extremely, extremely well. So yeah, this is all I got for you guys today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Definitely hit the like button and subscribe. Shout out to the member of the channel that had me go over this. And if you guys want me to go over projects for you specifically, then go ahead and become a member of the channel. Only $9.99 per month. And check out the link in the description for Chart Prime, best automated trading indicators out there. And also check out the link in the description for AdvanceFi if you want to do DeFi perps trading on Base. So anyways, as always, I'll be back with another video.